The South Today bulletin proudly brought to you in association with MoleMap, the skin cancer detection specialists.
Tonight on the South Today, the clock's ticking for some remote Southland residents as coastal erosion threatens to impact their homes. Christchurch reaches a milestone in managing a natural disaster as red zone land is handed back to the council. And artistic youth talent is on display as Otago Peninsula schools join together for an art exhibition. Kia ora, good evening, I'm Simon Henderson. Imagine if your home was coming closer and closer to being washed away by the Southern Ocean. Some rural Southland residents say this is a reality for them and are concerned the clock is ticking to find a solution.
This eroded seawall isn't what it once was, exposing the bottom of New Zealand to the harsh Pacific Ocean. Blue Cliffs Beach Road is a tiny seaside settlement in rural Southland, but the 7 permanent residents here are worried about the future of their homes. The area has been protected from the ocean for more than 1,000 years by a gravel spit, but that's now rapidly whittling away. Resident Chris Wood believes the erosion's been caused by the effects of the Manapōuri power scheme, with hydro stations more than 100 kilometres upstream from the Waiau river mouth.
There was no thought given to what's happening down here at the mouth when they built the dam scheme up there. And now we're suffering the consequences of it now.
He's lived in the area for more than 30 years and is saddened by the current state of the spit.
We used to be 100 metres plus wide. You could play a football game on the spit, across the spit. There was that much gravel. And now it's nearly all gone.
Blue Cliffs Beach Road residents are voicing their concerns to the Southland District Council. Mayor Rob Scott plans to meet with them soon to try and find a workable solution. In Tuatapere, the South Today.
A radio DJ and former New Zealand Idol star is well out in front in a by-election for the Invercargill City Council. Steve Broad currently leads the field of 14 candidates for the council seat, which became vacant when Nigel Skelt resigned after a sexual harassment scandal in May.
A preliminary congratulation from the Mayor of Invercargill. Southland radio announcer Steve Broad looks on track to be the newest Invercargill City Councillor. Polls closed at midday today for the city's by-election, with progress results delivered to council early afternoon.
Look, the campaign in general I've really enjoyed, and there's just a whole lot of gratitude towards everyone that voted, firstly. To the other candidates, I've loved this time.
On progress results, Broad has just under 2,300 votes. That's 900 votes clear of the next candidate, in a crowded field of 14. The current figures only include votes cast before Thursday afternoon, with the remaining votes and special votes still to be counted.
Yeah, I'll hold the celebrations, but it is exciting, and to feel that level of support at this point is just it's a real cup filler.
There's just under 2,000 votes still to be counted, meaning it would take a massive swing towards another candidate in order to overtake Broad for the vacant seat. The new councillor-elect is expected to be sworn in by Mayor Nobby Clark at a ceremony on Tuesday, when the final results are due. In Invercargill, the South Today.
Emergency services attended a 3-vehicle accident in Invercargill earlier today, leaving 1 car with extensive damage. Police responded to a call reporting a collision outside the Noel Leeming store in Invercargill just after midday. 3 vehicles collided at the intersection of Leven Street and Spey Street, causing major damage to the Silver Station wagon. Road cones were placed in the area, closing parts of the road off to motorists. As emergency services attended the scene, all occupants of the vehicles escaped with no injuries. There's been a significant milestone for Christchurch's earthquake recovery, with management of the residential red zone transferred back to the Christchurch City Council. The official handover was marked with a ceremony in the abandoned residential area.
Red zone reclaimed. 604 hectares of former residential red zone land handed back to the people of Christchurch. Minister for Land Information Damien O'Connor officially sealing the deal with Christchurch Mayor Phil Major on Thursday afternoon, more than a decade on.
We're handing it back to council. We don't often hand stuff back for free. The final stage of quite a long process, one that hasn't been easy, but it's been necessary.
Following the 2010-2011 earthquakes, the Crown and insurers obtained the properties through voluntary buyouts, demolishing or removing more than 8,000 houses from the Waimakariri across to the Port Hills. The Minister acknowledging the thousands of former residents that still had an emotional connection to the land.
Who knows where this will go from here, but obviously the risk assessment for land utilisation is in a different space than it was 15 years ago. And so hopefully we can now all share it.
Mayor Phil Major says a number of development projects for the land are already underway.
In the next 12 months, we're going to be busy. Work on the pathway will begin. The upper and lower terraces of Avon Park, just around the corner, will be transformed. And planning work will progress for the new flat water sports hub and riverside landing at Kerr's Reach.
Official guests finalised the deal with a walk along the newly formed Otago Avon River corridor, signalling a new era for this neglected part of the city. In Christchurch, the South Today.
Rugby fans, young and old, swarmed to the Octagon earlier today, giving the All Blacks a warm welcome to the cold Dunedin weather.
The team only landed at Dunedin Airport at 11:30, but by midday they were already in the heart of the city, delivering a special thank you gift for Dunedin's continued support of the team. Some of the All Blacks' star players turned out to unveil these benches in the Octagon. They're part of a collection of 23 benches being delivered across the country. The ceremony started with a haka from a group of Kings and Queens High students before queues formed for a chance to meet the players and grab a quick photo on the new benches.
No, it's a pretty good showing, especially for a cold Friday morning. I think there's a few kids who have managed to get the morning off school, which is a pretty good excuse, I reckon.
And it's set to be an emotional time for a number of players this weekend, including Sam Whitelock, who'll play their last game on home soil against the Wallabies. The final Bledisloe Cup match kicks off in Dunedin on Saturday afternoon. In Dunedin, the South Today.
9 Otago Peninsula schools are showcasing their artistic youth talent as part of an annual art exhibition. And this will be the first time the show's featuring some artwork from a local kindergarten, with this year's theme based on a popular quote from a famous painter.
Some dreamy themed artwork from Otago Peninsula school pupils, inspired by this poem written by Vincent van Gogh. The Peninsula School's art exhibition opened to the public on Thursday, collectively showcasing a range of vibrant artwork in a range of shapes and art forms. Works from 9 primary schools from around the peninsula are on display at Bayfield High School's Heron Hall, alongside photography and art boards from the high school students.
People have been welcome to come in during the day. We've had a few school groups coming in and having a look at all the cool artwork.
Sophia Darling is head of art at Bayfield High and hopes the event will encourage pupils to continue making art and thinking outside the box.
Having all the students in the area having a space for the whole community to be able to put their artwork on display for everyone.
The exhibition has been celebrating art by Peninsula school pupils for more than 20 years. Judges awarded a selection of prizes at a special opening function on Thursday night, with the overall prize across all the schools going to 9-year-old Mia Bijin from St. Bridget's. In Dunedin, the South Today.
Whaiakine still to come on the South Today. All eyes are on Dunedin for the second weekend in a row ahead of the final Bledisloe Cup test, and Coronet Peak is hoping to welcome in a new track, but it's not for snow sports.
Sharpen up! My mate John's sharpened his pencil this weekend. He's taken 19% off lamp and coffee tables and a whopping 50% off Optima beds.
And my mate John.
If you're at risk of developing melanoma skin cancer, you owe it to yourself to have a mole map. Mole map is coming to your area. Phone today to make an appointment. It could save your life.
A poorly maintained heat pump can lose up to 35% of its output. The Mr. Heat Pump Cleaner team are experts. Their specially developed chemical wash is totally biodegradable. Call Mr. Heat Pump Cleaner and get the job done by the professionals.
The sun may be lower in the sky, but that doesn't lower the risk from skin cancer. Melanoma doesn't care about the season and will continue growing regardless. Don't let shorter days shorten your days. Book a full body mole map now.
Drive away your way with 3 incredible offers on the Honda CR-V Adventure Ready range. Choose from 2.9% finance with 0 deposit, third finance, or lease a new CR-V from just $136 per week. These offers are only available for a limited time, so be in quick. From Honda.
Here at Age Concern Otago, we offer a range of services to support Otago seniors to age well with dignity and independence. We provide social work support, visiting service, health promotion and social activities. Check out what we have on offer at ageconcernotago.com.
Aero, used by Australia's top bowlers with their unique Z-scoop grip that redefines the game. Machined with robotics for unparalleled accuracy, Aero, same line, every time.
Welcome back. With the last FIFA Women's World Cup game wrapping up in Dunedin earlier this week, Southern fans are turning their attention to another sport. As we heard earlier, the All Blacks have touched down in Dunedin ahead of a sold-out crowd for the second Bledisloe Cup game this weekend.
Rieko Ioane diving for the try line as the All Blacks retain the Bledisloe Cup once again. All eyes are on Dunedin for the second weekend in a row, following the FIFA Women's World Cup match between New Zealand and the Swiss last week as it hosts the final Bledisloe Cup game. Australia's national rugby team are eager to lace up their boots in the southern city, following on from their crippling 38-7 loss to the All Blacks last Saturday.
This is the start of we hope a regeneration of Australian rugby, you know, where we play our style of game, a bit more bold about the way we play, but also play with the toughness.
Australia hasn't won against the All Blacks in Dunedin since 2001, where they were able to edge the game 23-15 at Carisbrook Stadium. Wallabies head coach Eddie Jones is stuck to his guns with his younger starting lineup, shifting captaincy to halfback Tate McDermott as he looks to regenerate the team.
I'm the 4th captain in 4 games, you know, so that just speaks of, I guess, the quality I have around me in that space and the amount of people that have helped me in that role.
Dunedin Mayor Jules Raddick says the back-to-back major sporting events has helped boost the local economy. A sellout crowd of 30,000 people is expected at Forsyth Bar Stadium on Saturday afternoon as the All Blacks take on the Wallabies for the first time in the city since 2017. In Dunedin, the South Today.
Queenstown's outdoor adventure scene is hoping to welcome a new addition as plans for new mountain bike tracks get underway. NZ Ski wants to transform Coronet Peak into a year-round haven for cycling enthusiasts and has World Cup ambitions.
NZ Ski is aiming to supercharge its Coronet Peak ski field, bringing forward its plans to add 12 new mountain bike trails to the slopes to keep the mountain humming through the off-seasons. The company has applied to the Department of Conservation for a 30-year licence to build, maintain and repair 14 trails within the Coronet Peak Recreation Reserve. The proposed trails could cater to mountain bikers of all skill levels, ranging from Grade 2 easy right through to Grade 6 extreme. Coronet Peak Area Manager Nigel Kerr believes, with all the facilities already on the mountain, it makes sense to utilise its recreational capabilities all year round.
But the infrastructure up there, the uphill lift access, the power, reticulation, sewage, building, it's a year-round recreational reserve, and we should be using it year-round.
One trail named World Cup is a 847 metre Grade 6 run, named after Coronet Peak's aspiration to hold a global event on their mountain. Queenstown Mountain Bike Club President Peter McAnally is stoked about the possible track that can accommodate pro mountain bike riders, as many World Cup competitors already come to the basin to train in the summer months.
Australia's had them. I think Rotorua has had one, but yeah, definitely nothing like that in the South Island. So pretty awesome to get a full-on World Cup. A lot of World Cup guys come here and train in the summer, so yeah, they'll be pretty stoked.
If NZ Ski's application is approved, Kerr says the new trails could take up to 5 years to complete the expanded network. It'd be a major project. Every 5 metres a new track will take at least an hour's worth of digging, building and replanting the new tussock. In Queenstown, the South Today.
Now recapping tonight's top stories on the South Today. A group of rural Southland residents are worried about the impacts of coastal erosion on their small seaside community. The management of red zone land has returned to Christchurch City Council as the government hands it back. And the Otago Peninsula School's art exhibition opened last night, with 9-year-old Maya Bijan taking home the top prize. Time now to take a look at what's happening in tomorrow's Otago Daily Times with Associate Editor Mike Houlihan.
Evening, Simon.
Evening.
Well, as you'd imagine, we've got comprehensive coverage of the Bledisloe Cup. Both our general and sports teams have been all over that today, watching the All Blacks and watching the general festivities around the town. So a big package on that. We've got news of a new library site for South Dunedin, a long-awaited project which finally appears to be crawling towards some kind of finality. We'll have to wait and see, but some good signs from the council today. We've also got some very disgruntled managers of rural hospitals who are annoyed that their nurses are likely to be underpaid compared to DHB nurses. And it being the weekend, we have our next feature magazine with plenty of good reading for Saturday and Sunday.
Right, so a bit of good, bit of not so good, and they're a good mix overall.
Indeed,
Thanks very
that's
much,
what I think.
Mike. Time now for a look at tomorrow's weather.
The South Today weather, proudly brought to you by MoleMap, the skin cancer detection specialists.
Looking at the situation, mostly fine weather this weekend as a ridge of high pressure over central New Zealand keeps fronts away from the southern districts. Heading to the top of the South Island, Nelson and Greymouth are fine with light winds, a high of 14. Christchurch will be cloudy with light winds, 11 degrees. Travelling to South Canterbury and North Otago, Ashburton and Timaru are looking cloudy with light winds, a high of 11. Oamaru will be cloudy with light northeasterlies and 11 degrees. Heading westwards to the Central Lakes, Wanaka and Alexandra are looking fine with light winds, 12 degrees. Queenstown also fine with light winds, a touch cooler on 10 degrees. Heading further south, Balclutha and Gore are looking fine with light winds and 11 degrees, a high of 11 for the Catlins as well, with some cloud and light northeasterlies. Looking across to the deep south, Invercargill has showers clearing tonight with decreasing winds. Tomorrow is looking fine and sunny with light variable winds, a high of 11. Milder northwesterlies for Sunday, mostly fine with high cloud increasing during the day, a high of 13. Finally heading to Dunedin, it's looking cloudy tonight with gusty southwesterlies decreasing, a low of 4 tonight. Tomorrow is fine with mostly cloudy, a high of 11. Sunday will see moderate northeasterlies developing and cool temperatures. And that's the news this Friday. For the latest news and videos from the southern region, head online to odt.co.nz. You can follow Channel 39 on YouTube to catch our news bulletins on demand. And our favourite stories are on Facebook. Just search for The South Today NZ. We'll see you again next week. Mā te wā.
Public interest journalism funded through New Zealand On Air.